Hello, and thank you for watching this map preview. It's a map, well, it doesn't really have a name yet, the map, but it's gonna be something like Wizard Arena or something wizardry at least. But the essence of this is to show the spell system in the map and how it's gonna be, because it's actually based on the spell system from the Magicka game, which you can download via Steam. There's a demo, you can go try it, and you're absolutely gonna love it because it's so amazing. The map is made for Starcraft 2 using the Starcraft 2 map editor. Big surprise, but I'm gonna give it a medieval touch, like in the Warcraft 3 editor actually, because I'm getting a bit tired of those futuristic go die maps. They're really dark when you have a marine running around and all that. So I want something with colors, with magic, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna introduce with this spell system. The map is work in progress, and it's only to show the spells and give an idea of how they're gonna work and what they're gonna look like. But they might need some polishing, and so does the interface you can see, and some things are here that shouldn't be here, for instance the command card. But all that is gonna disappear and it's gonna be awesome. So let's get to it, let's see some spells. First off, all spells are cast by this character in the middle, the wizard. Every player in the map is gonna have one. It's gonna be a multiplayer, one team versus another team map. So you only control this unit. There might be some summons or whatever, but it's gonna be like the necromancer in Diablo 2. Then you can't control them, they're just gonna follow you around and attack whatever you are attacking. The shield, one of the basic spells, you can cast it on yourself like so, and what it's gonna do is just absorb damage like the Protoss shield, energy shield, and you can remove it again. There's a reason for that, but I'm not gonna go into that. You can also cast it in front of you to protect you from missiles and whatnot, and you can cast it to save like friends or whatever, like a wall like that. And lastly, you can use it as an AoE, a dome all around you. The shield is gonna have the same health regardless of how you use it, so use it wisely. And you can only have one at a time. Now, you can also cast stuff on yourself, like for instance, I put myself on fire. I can remove the fire by casting water afterwards. The fire is gonna do damage over time, as you saw. The water I can get wet from, and lightning is very powerful against wet targets, so I can remove this by casting fire. And you see I'm not gonna burn now because I had the wet debuff on. If I do some damage to myself now, you can see I can also heal myself up, which is quite handy. I can also protect myself with another type of shield, an earth block, like so, or an ice block. Yay, happy clappy. And what it's gonna do is just place me there, and it's gonna use the same shield as the shield you saw before, this shield. So you can't just use one and then use another and be safe. Next in line are the blockers, which are like rock walls you can spawn like so, or the arc you saw before like this, or all around you like so. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna absorb damage. The rock type wall can actually absorb a lot of damage, and you can imbue these walls with powers, for instance arcane like this, and then if I get close to it I take damage. Ouch, ouch. You can see the sheep over there is taking damage as well because it's standing in it. So you can also spawn a wall type called ice spikes like so, but it's gonna disappear over time, and you can see you can actually get closer and closer to it as it melts. But it's gonna do damage at the beginning when it spawns because it comes rushing from the ground, but the effects on the ice spikes are, well, gimp compared to the rock walls. So that's a choice you have to make, what to use. You can also combine these three, shield, rock wall and ice spikes, and it's gonna be like this. Kapow. Next I have the missile type spells, which are like bolts like this, earth bolt. It's gonna impact, you can see if I cast it on this unit, it's gonna explode before because it impacts with something. Now I can imbue this bolt with powers like fire and then it's gonna be on fire, you can see, and there's gonna be a fire explosion. Also arcane, for instance, or water. I can put out the burning debuff on those with water. I can also make them wet afterwards. And cold, of course. And you can see they change color much like Diablo 2 when they get cold. You can combine several magical effects into ball spells. Well, every kind of spell actually, but I'm just gonna illustrate it here. I'm gonna do the Earth Bolt, and then I'm gonna do Steam, which is created from using fire and water. Then I'm gonna use fire also, and arcane. And now look at this. It's gonna be a massive explosion with all sorts of magic in it, and you can even see the trail here from the steam on the bolt. Next is the Ice Lance. The Ice Lance is gonna look like this. You can see 3 missiles running off like that. But the thing is, they can only hit 1 target each, whereas the Earth Bolt can actually hit well, endless targets, just those in range of the explosion. So that's the big difference between those two. I can also imbue these like ice spikes with life, like so, and then they're gonna take damage but also get healed. And now for a tricky spell type, I had to make the spray or cone type spells, which, like this fire spray, you can see it's gonna cast. If I move, it's gonna stop, but it's actually channeled, and you can turn as you cast it, like so, and it's gonna keep spraying. And just to prove that it's actually doing what it's supposed to, I'm gonna start out here, and then I'm gonna move up, and you can see the sheep will only get on fire as I move the spray onto them, like so, and away. So hooray. And I can also use water to put it out. So that's nice. The lightning spell I'm gonna show because it looks awesome. You can see them getting all psyched out there. Another effect type is like cloud, or spells that persist in a specific area, which are not blockers, they're not mines. I'm gonna show the mines in a bit. But like clouds, you can see these, for instance, rain clouds. If you walk through these, you're gonna get wet. But there's also snow clouds. And guess what? If you go through those, you're gonna get cold. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. But a cloud you shouldn't mess with, a cloud type, is the lightning cloud, like this one. You can see if you get caught in that, you're gonna get zapped and you're gonna get stunned. Each time you see they blink, they're gonna get stunned. So that's actually quite powerful. You can also use fire in this manner, like so. It's gonna leave a fire trail, or even steam, like so. And you can of course combine a lot of them, like steam, fire, lightning, and then kapow. Just death in there, don't go in there. Another awesome spell type is the mines. Like arcane mines are of course mainly offensive, and life mines are, well, they heal you, but if you imbue life mines with, for instance, fire, you're still gonna catch on fire or get a wet debuff removed. So it's gonna work like this: mines on the ground, and you saw those sheep jump. Whenever you go into a mine, you get knocked in the air, and you can't control your hero for a certain duration. So don't go into mines, and the life mines are, well, the same. Another very effective spell type when enemies are close is the area effects close to you, like for instance arcane explosion, water explosion. You can get the wet ice explosion combined with arcane explosion, doing a lot of damage, getting cold, or lightning explosion, sapping them all up. Now lastly, for the spells I got so far, is a beam type spell, but it's not like a beam that connects to a point and moves around. Well, it is, but I'm gonna illustrate it because it's pretty neat. So I'm gonna cast a beam, and it's gonna be like this. You can turn it like the cone, but it's moving very slowly, so you can't just turn around and, well, toast everyone inside. And it's even saying beam spell not implemented, but yeah, it's gonna be. The whole key to this is the beam will always inflict its damage and other effects on the closest target between you and the endpoint of the beam, and thus it will cut the beam at where the intercepting unit is. So, like this, if I cast the beam over here and turn it into a unit, you can see that it shortens the beam, and the unit in front of it, well, at the endpoint of the beam, will actually receive the damage and the end effects. So it's not working quite as I wanted to yet, but I'm getting there. If you have some suggestions how to create this, preferably using the data editor only, then please write me an email or throw a comment here on YouTube. But I really need this because it's an awesome spell, and it's gonna be there, that's for sure. So thank you for watching this preview. As of now, I'm alone on this project, on this map, and if you think that you have something to offer, and it's besides modifying Stimpack, I really need some experts on the editor, the Starcraft editor, then please write me an email or throw a comment or whatever to try and get in touch with me, because it's gonna be awesome, this map, and you can be part of it.